I'm about to catch a flight overseas, and the flight's going to be about 12 hours. So I'm going to record whatever I can, and I'm going to be editing that whole flight. Um, so if you see me in the same outfit in multiple videos, hop off my dick. I'll see the title of the video, and obviously you know where I'm going to be going with this, at least to some extent. I'm not going to do an entire recap on like everything that's transpired with Will and Jada and all that, because the information is out there and it's kind of inescapable at this point because she keeps fucking talking. But instead, I'm here to pick apart the brains of these two individuals in a fun parasocial way that maybe some people will see my perspective on. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. First off, and I think a lot of people will probably agree with me at this point, I think Jada is a pathological liar. And one minute she's proud of the alopecia in her bald head. This next minute you can't fucking joke on her alopecia and her bald head. And granted, I don't even know how alopecia works. Apparently, I thought you were like bald, like you had nothing, like you had no hair on nothing when you had alopecia. But like she's still got that little crop going on up there. Educate me in the comments, I guess. I don't feel like researching. I just want somebody to tell me. I've probably seen a TikTok talking about, Tupac trying to propose to Jada while he was in jail, and how that timeline doesn't necessarily add up because she was already with Will at the time. He was already engaged to someone else at the time, and he was in that prison for less than a month. She's also been quoted saying that Tupac was like a soulmate to her, and also said that Tupac and her had no chemistry. It kind of looked like chemistry when Tupac and Jada Pinkett were dancing lip syncing to one of Will's songs, ironically enough. And not to keep on ripping into her too much, because there's another point that I'm trying to get into this video. I feel like a lot of times she just speaks in keywords and avoids accountability and shit. When the entanglement, my growth as a woman expanded, like she don't like it just doesn't fucking go anywhere ever. And then the bombshell drops of, oh, me and Will haven't even been together for the past 7 years. Nigga, what? So all this popping out at events, being next to each other on the red carpet and all that, it was a facade for the cameras, which I mean, I kind of get, because at the end of the day, they made that vow before God. So even if they're separate and stuff, they still want to, at least maintain some sort of relationship. And not everybody has to be completely involved in it, even though she's completely involved us into everything now. So, I mean, that's neither here nor there. What makes shit weird is when Will gets on stage, smacks this nigga Chris Rock, and is like, keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth. Jada's like, I didn't even want you to do that shit. What the fuck? Now, if we're going off of all the alleged things and we're assuming that they're true, that, Chris has disrespected Jada before, on top of the fact that Chris has shot his shot at Jada before. So if we are to assume that those things are true, if you're Will, you kind of do have to smack Chris. I ain't gonna lie. And whether it's intentional or not, you kind of just can't let a nigga get away with disrespecting your relationship. And I also do have to address like them corny ass niggas who were like, them like Kevin James ass niggas, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he wouldn't have smacked me like that. Nigga, I would smack you like that. Right now. Like I said, this is if we are assuming that all these allegations against Chris Rock are true. You can't just be like, oh, you can't just smack me. I'm the funny guy. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm just cracking jokes. It's what I do for a living. And now, that infamous J. Cole line where he says he wants that Jada and that Will love, which generally has aged pretty fucking poorly up to this point. Or has it? Maybe, just maybe, this is a love that I will never fully understand, as well as a lot of other people. The fact that he would go on that stage and risk it all for someone who isn't even fully his wife, maybe that just goes to show how much he's, willing to ride for her literally through everything. Don't get me wrong, the slap was ultimately stupid regardless, whether or not, they were like this or they're like this, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't throw away your career like that, my nigga. Granted, because it's Will Smith, he got generally forgiven and stuff, and like he's still generally loved by the public, even though we're tired of seeing him be a bitch. But don't jeopardize your career like that. Like, anybody with anything to lose knows, just don't do stupid shit. But also, maybe, just maybe, this isn't even a case of love at all. It's Will's pride. Maybe Will was watching some red pill Andrew Tate fresh and fit type videos before he went to the Oscars, you know what I'm saying? And he was like, just based off of the principle that this is the woman that I'm presenting myself to be with, I can't let no nigga disrespect that. And I gotta check him in front of everybody so they know that I'm the alpha male in the room. You know what I'm saying? If you was, y'all feel me? Y'all don't. And hell, maybe I just never been with someone who's willing to smack a nigga in public for me. And maybe that's just a love that I'll never understand. Maybe my standards have just been way too low this whole time. Uh, Regardless, I know one kind of love that I have in my life, and that is the love that I have for my motherfucking supporters. I just pulled that out of my ass. But thank you for watching. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's about it. Like, comment, subscribe. I love y'all. Yeah.